Our coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started, and we're off and running from Houston. Damian Pierce now to return it. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he gets him into a good spot, just a yard or two shy of the 40-yard line. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Oh, ready?
Shotgun now for Stroud. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
All right.
Working inside the red zone. And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Play action now, Allen. He's on the move. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills finish off their opening drive. Dalton Kincaid with a touchdown. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
And the kick is no good. An early point after left on the table. Maybe later in this game, it's going to be a moment we look back on. Now probably still mentally kicking himself after that missed point after. He can take a little frustration out here as he kicks this away. Pierce now on the return. And look at this return. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
All right.
From the gun, Stroud. Caught by Diggs. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. First down, Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
Here we go.
They're going to run here. It's Mixon. And he's brought down for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans take a 7-point lead in the first. Nico Collins with the touchdown. Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans grow their lead to 8. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He's got this complete to James Cook. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop. We're back for the second quarter. Bills in possession of the football. They start with 2nd and 6. Pass brought in by Amari Cooper. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Middle.
Allen setting up play action. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's good for a Bills first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down of the game for James Cook. Moving on into the red zone. Scores! Touchdown, Buffalo! The Bills can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. It's a James Cook touchdown. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front. Receivers got to block on the perimeter. They all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
Pass now to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Hey.
Here's Stroud now. This is complete to Schultz. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. A give to Mixon up the middle. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. The Texans are on the move here. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
On the quick, right?
Mixon on the counter. And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. A tight end in motion now. Mixon finds the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans get some late points and the lead. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans break that tie and now lead by 7. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Allen on the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off. The pass falls incomplete, but was there a reason for it? We see a flag out there. Offense tagged for the penalty there as they walk off the distance. So things getting a bit tougher following that penalty. We got 2nd and 15. Allen. Chased out to his right. Complete. It's Cooper. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket. It really does become, well, the schoolyard. And you got to scramble around. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
Gotta figure out this third down here. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Secures this at the 17. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. And after the punt, the offense comes out onto the field. And the Texans' drive is going to start from deep in their own territory. They've got blackjack on the clock. Not a ton of time to use before halftime.
Here we go, let's go. Hey!
Stroud throwing here on first. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
Oh, ready?
Back to throw, Stroud. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. DeMar Hamlin picks it off. And the Bills get the football back with minimal time to go in our half.
That's so cool. He really did it all for him, didn't he? First he forced the turnover, and then he set them up in a better spot with a really nice return. Yeah, he had designs on doing the scoring for him, too. One more move, and he might have broken it for 6.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Complete to Shakir. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Cook can't push it across. They make the stand, and looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too. Here comes the final play of our first half. A final throw before the break. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills cut it to just a point before halftime. Well, Brock, it wasn't hard to see why they botched on that play fake. Even our camera operator was fooled into thinking it was a run, but certainly made it easier to connect on that touchdown pass.
And that's all about the attention to details, Kate. Really is. The offensive line getting their pads down. The running back and quarterback at that mesh point, making it look exactly like a run. You do the details on the front end, and the play-action game rewards follow on the back end.
They can go to the locker rooms tied if they put this through. And his kick is good, and what a first half that was as we officially go into the locker rooms now, all tied up. So we finished 2 quarters, a couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. First and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw now, Allen. This will be caught by Cooper. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, two-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They bring the tight end in motion. Another one for Cook. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Allen on 3rd and short. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Offense up to the line fast.
Alert, alert, alert.
1st and 10. Here's Allen. He finds Kincaid. And that's good for a gain of 5. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's 2nd and 5. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Man in motion here. To throw again, it's Allen. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I know we talk about rhythm a lot when it comes to music, but it's the same thing with the quarterback and his protection. This QB was in rhythm, but they knocked the notes out of him on that one.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Forced out to his right. Avoid some trouble there.
You know, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane, and then you're looking for that first down marker. He found one of the two, but the defense and that effort swarming after him, well, it denies the first down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's Allen. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this is a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Bass now to kick this away. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun now, first round. Into the hands of Schultz. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
3 quarters in the books from this one. The Texans have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. Second and 3 now. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. Nothing gained or lost on that run. And now it's 3rd and 3.
All right.
Looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
All right. Sujay. Robin. Hey, uno.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Completed to Collins. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Couldn't connect to a Tank Dell. So it'll be 3rd down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
Schultz with the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans down by only 3. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he got what he could there, only to the 14. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Now to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. To throw. This is complete to Schultz. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Back to throw. He's got it. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
That one splits the uprights. And the Texans take a 4-point lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Cooper going to motion over left. Here he is to throw. Escapes the pocket. Shakir with the grab. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's 1st down. Setting up to pass. Finds Kincaid. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Buffalo calls it 2nd timeout of the half. Still 1 more in their pocket to use.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Offense to the line for 1st down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. They kick the running back in motion. On 1st down, Allen. He's on the move. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Allen gonna throw again. And he's got it. He pulls in a game-winning touchdown with almost no time left. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And, Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
Extra point up coming. This to put it to a field goal game. And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game. Bass now to kick this away.
Now you quit low.
Pierce now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
On the quick, right? Hey, uno more.
From the gun, Stroud. That one's caught along the left sideline.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
Hey, south. Get on.
One final shot here. This is for the ball game. Deflected. Oh, but they couldn't bring it in off the tip drill, though. They had the chance they wanted, Brock. But no, that's how this one's going to end. So the Bills fight their way to a win on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bills, as we'll see you next time from Houston.
GG.
In the only building this franchise has ever known. We're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And away we go from NRG Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
2nd down carry for Achane. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
1st down, here's Tua. On target to Waddle. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That stop coming from Henry To'o. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Hauled in by Waddle. He's descended upon him quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. The tackle there by Danielle Hunter. Putting the tight end in motion. Going on 3rd, Tagovailoa. Ooh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Here's Tua again. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Has a man, Dalton Schultz. And they make the tackle at the 38. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Hit applied by Bradley Chubb. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Shotgun now, 1st round. Complete to Dell. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. Into the hands of Schultz. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, short of the 15. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. from the red zone now. On the move, headed right. He's keeping it. And he winds up out of bounds, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. All right, still scoreless through one quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. Time for our second quarter. The Texans with a chance to score. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
All right.
Throwing is Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. Touchdown, Houston. So a touchdown on the board for Brock as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
That one right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Ready.
Tagovailoa working from the pistol. He lobs it up, left sideline, looking for a jump play. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We got second down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing again. Here's Tua. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. There it is. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Sanders connects on the point after. And the Dolphins tie this game 7-7. Sanders all set to send it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set, first and 10.
All right.
A handoff for Mixon, running right. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's second and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Schultz with the catch. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
First and 10, a run to Mixon. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, And they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field. I mean, you can see it right there. The trajectory of the ball changed as it was in flight. You know, on shorter throws, receivers, they can focus, they can adjust quickly. But on a long-distance throw like that, a tip, well, it really alters the course of the ball and makes it so tough to make an adjustment in time.
Connection made to Dell. And they take him down right along the 30. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Back to throw, Stroud. He finds Diggs, right side. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. And that takes them to 3rd down.
On the tweak, right?
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. That's caught for the 1st. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
This throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally. Without routes,
It is in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans get some late points and the lead. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. Point after up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans break that tie and now lead by 7. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive.
All right, come on.
Tagovailoa on 1st down. He's got it deep downfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Tua now from the gun. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Big gain downfield. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins earn the chance to tie before halftime. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Dolphins tie things up at 14. Sanders all set to send it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it.
Oh, ready?
1st down, Stroud. Rolling left, buying some time. He's on the move. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Completed to Collins. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Now it's Kaimi Fairbairn on to try it for the Texans. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This from 40 on the right hash. Everly's kick is good. And they've taken back the lead.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Washington now to return. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Sanders all set to send it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting... Second half, we've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. A give. This is Mixon. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly,
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
A loss of 13 yards brings up 3rd down.
right. Two J.
From the gun, Stroud. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down. Texans going to kick this away on fourth, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Fields this clean at the 30. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. He manages 13 on this punt return. And it'll be Dolphins football. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43.
Right here.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. He's going to loft one deep to the left. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. Kamari Lessiter with the pick. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Already.
Running with Mixon out of the gun. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Stroud now on 3rd. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to be brought down up the 28-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
First and 10 is the 28-yard line.
To the air, Stroud. Collins there to grab it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Here we go.
Now a give to Mixon. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Here we go.
Shotgun now for Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's the Texans in possession of it, needing to preserve that lead over one final quarter. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Here we go.
Looking to throw. Complete to Dell. And they hit him right after he made that catch. That's going to deny him the first. It's 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different